But not before old rival Ayrton Senna and very new rival Damon Hill had given him a real run for his money. Despite the despair of losing the British Grand Prix to Prost when his engine blew, Damon still had 3 reasons to be cheerful that year.
Damon Hill exits the last turn at the Hungarian Grand Prix, and he does indeed see the checkered flag, and Damon Hill wins the Grand Prix. Damon's first Grand Prix victory has been a brilliant one. Surely Damon Hill is about to win his second Grand Prix, and what's more, the second in succession. He's out of the last corner now, and Damon Hill wins the Belgian Grand Prix on the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. And Damon Hill exits the Parabolica. He's into the last straight now. He waves his hand, and Damon Hill wins in Italy, as he won in Belgium, as he won in Hungary.
If we thought that Grand Prix were going to be quieter affairs with the ending of the Prost-Senna era, we hadn't allowed for the emergence of a new confrontation, every bit as hard-fought and bitter as the ones before. In one corner, Damon Hill, the very British son of a former world champion. In the other, a brilliant German intent on making his own piece of motor racing history, Michael Schumacher. Michael Schumacher was a star from the moment he stepped into a Formula One car. His brilliant first win for Benetton at Spa in 1992 had already shown us what he could do. But the following year, Damon took 3 wins to Michael's 1.
In 1994, though, Michael had already won 4 on the trot when the teams got to Spain, where Damon won, thanks to Michael's Benetton being stuck in 5th, as the brilliant graphic showed. Michael then made it 6 at Canada and France, but in Britain at Silverstone, it all came apart on lap 22 when he was shown the "Stop Now" black flag.
Now, there's a Schumacher. No, Schumacher is going to be black flagged. Now, black flag means that he's transgressed in some way. Now, this is going to transform the situation for Damon Hill. He's an enormous distance ahead of Jean Alesi, and it's because he hasn't come in. Now, I don't know whether... I can't believe that he didn't receive the message, because the Benetton people would have had to give it to him. But for whatever reason, if he hasn't received the message or he's decided to ignore it, which would be most unlike this level-headed young man, Gerhard, Michael Schumacher is being black flagged.
What we don't know is, did he get the command? Because the team are obliged to give the driver the command to come in and make that stop go, and he must do that within 3 laps of the team being advised that by the stewards. There it is, 5 being black flagged.
Here is the consultation. That's Roland Brunscherider with his back, and he's talking to Tom Walkinshaw, who is one of the principals of the Benetton team, and obviously the Benetton team are challenging the decision. But this black flag thing really does mystify me. And into the pit lane comes Schumacher. This is it. Now, is it for a stop-go, or is it get out of the car, you naughty boy, your race is over? Is he driving through? He's turning off. Yeah, it's a stop-go. Stop. Stop, 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 go. Now, Schumacher came in. Now, how many people have gone through? Well, Damon Hill is in the lead, that is for sure, as Michael Schumacher rejoins after transgressing and getting the black flag.
In Belgium, Schumacher was again disqualified on a technicality, and I had to stay in a deserted paddock to give the dramatic result on the 9 o'clock news. And with a superb win in the wet by Damon in Japan, it all came down to Adelaide, the final race of the season. We knew no quarter would be asked, and certainly none given, and we were right.
But looking back, I've seen the replay now after the race, and I realised that his car actually was damaged. And in hindsight, of course, if I'd stayed where I was, he would have been out. And I could be champion, but I don't want to spend too long thinking about things like that. I'm going to have to just come back next year and try and become world champion all again.
So Schumacher won the title by a single point in highly contentious circumstances. There was to be a lot more of the same in 1995. Schumacher had got a useful lead in the championship at Silverstone, but those of us hoping for a hard-fought and incident-free race were to be disappointed.
If Damon Hill could get past Michael Schumacher and win, it would decrease the gap from 11 points to 7 points.
Oh, what's happened? Damon's lost it, has he? Stops. Off. They're both off. Who's that? Is that a Tyrrell or is it? It's Schumacher. They're both off. They're both out. Now, you suddenly saw Damon Hill's steering wheel whirl about in his hands. Now, whether they collided or not, I do not know, but whatever. Well, hang on, we're going to show you what happened. Schumacher waves his hand in disgust. Now, this is it. Here they are, Schumacher on the left, Damon Hill on the right. Damon attacks, goes through on the inside. Contact. Now, there's going to be a big argument about that. Damon Hill will say, I was close enough to get through on the inside. Schumacher will say, in no way were you.
Coming up to Les Combes, the championship rivals were at it again in Belgium.
But Schumacher's going to try and cut him off. Hill is alongside him and goes through. No! Schumacher's still marginally ahead. Pushes Damon Hill sideways, retaining his line. Now, is Hill going to get through? Yes! And Michael Schumacher runs wide, loses grip, goes over the grass.
And incredibly, yet again in Italy.
Oh, and Hill hits Schumacher, they both go off! They both go off! This is a repetition of Silverstone. Amazing!
Yes, and with 3 other lapses, Damon made it easy for Schumacher.
Lap 1 completed. Hill, Schumacher, Coulthard, and off goes Damon Hill out of the race, and Michael Schumacher takes the lead.
And Damon made no bones about the fact that ideally he would have liked the Williams team in the situation where he is second to Schumacher in the championship, and he spins and goes off. Damon Hill out. It's a wet patch, and Hill is out of the Grand Prix of Europe, and therefore effectively, in my opinion, virtually out of the World Championship. And off goes Damon Hill. Damon Hill bouncing across the gravel at the Spoon Curve. That's where both he and David Coulthard went off yesterday.
Now, here's what happened. Here's the replay. He's coming in doing 120 miles an hour. He gets wide, simply just drifts wide. The curve launches the car in the air. He's bouncing across the gravel trap, frankly trying to keep some power on at this stage to try and get sanctuary in the grass along the far side.
Damon got it together again with a superb fighting win at Adelaide, but in 1995 it was too late. Schumacher had the title.
Damon was to get his revenge in 1996, though. 8 wins, including a magnificent victory at Suzuka after being fired by Frank Williams. As for Michael, his superlative first Ferrari win in the wet at Barcelona was followed by equally outstanding victories at Spa and Monza. We knew he wasn't going to give up without a fight. Schumacher's star then waned a bit after an amazing first-lap departure at Monaco, and then demeaning car failures in 3 successive races. But to his credit, he got it together again for a fabulous scrap with Jacques Villeneuve at the European Grand Prix.
Jacques Villeneuve is going to stay ahead of Michael Schumacher and win the Grand Prix of Europe at the Nürburgring. They exit the corner, turn 13, the last corner, and the checkered flag goes out, and Jacques Villeneuve wins for Williams-Renault.
But at the end of a close-fought year, Damon followed his great father, Graham, into the record books by taking the title he wanted so much and we all wanted so much at Suzuka with an emotional win.
And that is
Villeneuve, it's Villeneuve. Jacques Villeneuve is out of the race. Damon Hill is the world champion of 1996. Wheel off Villeneuve will we'll see what happened, but whatever it was has denied him the World Championship. Frank Williams looking his normal, impassive self, but Damon Hill is the World Champion of 1996. This is going to be a mighty emotional occasion for a lot of people, not the least of whom is myself. And Damon Hill will be concentrating in the cockpit there, but when he comes out of it, his arms will go up, the helmet will come off. That is his wife, Georgie. She's seeing her husband become world champion. Now she's seeing him win the Japanese Grand Prix because he is almost home. This is something that many people didn't think could possibly happen today. They thought Damon would drive a cautious race, but he fought. He fought from second on the grid. He passed Jacques Villeneuve. He took the lead. He stayed there. And Damon Hill exits the chicane and wins the Japanese Grand Prix. And I've got to stop because I've got a lump in my throat.
You know, the great thing about this sport is that you can never be sure about anything. I've seen and heard some amazing things. And in retrospect, I've said a few amazing things as well. Formula One's been my life and my passion, and what memories it's given me.
Here in Portugal, this is round 14 of the 16-race World Championship and the end of the European season. Here in Portugal, this is round 14 of the 16-race World... And here beside me, as you can see, are the two Williams drivers, each with 4 wins to their credit, and one of whom is most likely to win the World Championship. But which one? Championship leader, Nigel Mansell, or second, Nelson Piquet?
That's enough.
I cannot believe that Andrea de Cesaris walked away from this crash. It's a tribute to the designers of modern Formula One cars.
Keke, 3 very happy years with Williams, including a World Championship. Keke, 4 very happy years with Williams, including a World Championship.
Lap 73. After this, we've got lap 74, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Victory in the 1999 Monaco Grand Prix for Ayrton Senna.
And now, just in case there's any confusion, Coulthard leads and has yet to stop. Hakkinen leads and has yet to stop.
Nigel Mansell is in 3rd position. He's gone up from 7th to 6th to 4th to 5th and now to 3rd, and this is lap 23.
Wow, amazing pictures from Formula One's onboard cameras.
Right, the tunnel problem, and there is one. My goodness, back goes Natalio. Now, is Damon Hill going to take the lead? Because this looks like a slow pit stop. Hill is leading. Damon Hill goes through, and Ayrton Senna is still in the pit lane. And Ayrton Senna is still in the lead. My apologies, it was Alain Prost that went through.
Hard luck for Nigel Mansell. There he is, and that was him going out of the pits. Nigel Mansell leaving the pits as I talk to you, and that is Nigel Mansell in the pits. So it must have been, I can't understand that because I saw a car. He must have been going into the pits. I apologise.
Bernie, it's some 17 years since you bought McLaren. You've had some good times and you've had some bad times. What do you remember best?
I don't remember buying McLaren.
And unless I'm very much mistaken, there's a lot more to come on this video. Oh, I am very much mistaken.